Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Chase. So today we are going to quickly recap my overall trading strategy. It's something I haven't done in a minute, so wanted to recap that for you guys and just give the gist of what I'm looking for as the day starts, and as I'm looking to get into a trade, what I'm looking for to get into that trade, etc. So we'll do that today. We'll take a quick look at ES, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Don't think there's too much to cover, and then we'll have a chat at the end because I'm feeling chatty today. You guys know how that goes. All right. So overall trading methodology, so to say. When I'm looking at the chart, the first thing I'm looking for, if when we're talking trade here, right? Like before I even get into this, if there's anything that you think is incomplete or don't fully understand, just go to my link tree, which is free. All the videos there are free. It's just more videos. And go through all those videos, and I'm pretty sure that your question is going to be answered. So if I talk about liquidity and you're asking, oh, why is that liquidity? There's going to be a video in the link tree that says learn about liquidity. Okay, just click that video, you're going to understand. So first things first, when I'm looking for a trade, we're not doing like a top-down breakdown here. It's actually hot as shit. I'm going to put on my air conditioner. So we're not doing a top-down full breakdown here from high time frame. I also have a video of high time frame breakdown from a couple weeks ago. Go check that out if you need that. But the first thing I'm looking for to get into a trade is a target, right? So I want to see a obvious target on the chart. If there's no target, I don't have an entry. Now, of course, this doesn't apply to like shit coins and whatnot. I get it. If you're just accumulating for the long term or something, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about just leverage trading here in general, trading high volume, liquid assets, even though Bitcoin's not high volume lately. But you know what I'm saying. We're talking ES, we're talking the majors in crypto, etc. So looking for a target. I'm going to use ES as an example, even though right now I don't feel like I have an obvious target, but I'm going to show you sort of how I look for it. So what I'm looking for typically is like, liquidity, equal highs or equal lows, a fair value gap, like an obvious high that sticks out or an obvious low that sticks out. So at the moment, I would look at it like this. I'd say, okay, I'll just start marking these out. I'd say, okay, well, there's a high there, there's a high there, there's a low there, there's a low there. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to define what my sort of bias is for trading. We have a support here below liquidity levels. Okay, so support below liquidity levels. Up towards the top, this was our sort of our local top at the moment. This was our resistance flipped into support, 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 confluent with this liquidity. Any deviation above here and back below could be a potential short opportunity. But right here in this area, not necessarily seeing anything immediately. What I would do is I'd take the top of this, support block here essentially. So this is our down move that began this up move here. And I take the body because that's typically where a majority of the volume is taking place within the body. And then I go back to the daily and I say, okay, well, and this is how you can often check your levels too. You don't want to be, you can draw a level almost anywhere and you're going to see touches. But, I think it is still a good way to find confluence, and if your level is accurate, if you could say, okay, well, this was our weekly level here, right? And when we move down to our daily, we can see tap, support. Look at these daily closes. This is pretty important to me, okay? Clean daily close, closes below. Now, this is the level we're sort of interested in now, around 44.85.50. We'll see if that taps. So right now we're coming down into this low right here, this liquidity low. Potential sweep of this into the support and resistance. It could actually be a good trade. This is a good trade, I believe. Hourly fair value gap in here. So we're sort of just trading a little live at the moment. We take from the low to the high, and we're getting a 618 in here. Yeah, I think this could be good into here. What I would say is I don't typically trade ES at this time. The market open will be in about 6 hours. So what I'll look for is I'll look for a tap of this level here, something like this, and then maybe into the open we get another sweep and maybe we could look. You could either just bid the sweep flat out with stop below here, although we do have to be cautious of this building liquidity. Maybe that gets taken out later though after a bounce. But also, you can look for some type of market structure break in here, right? So if this works into here and then it goes lower, and then it goes lower, and you're filling in this fair value gap, and then you get that market structure break, reclaim this weekly SR level that we have transposed down into the lower time frames, and then that could provide our move right there. Where we would play it to, we'll see. Probably somewhere into here. It would be the middle of this fair value gap right here. Gap, plowed through it. Potentially this previous resistance as well. You can look at it that way too. Remember, when finding good levels, you're often going to find good levels in many ways. It's not just one way. It's not just support and resistance. It's not just fair value gap. It's not just fib. It's not just the weekly SR. Look at how this all came together so quickly. Now this could just get blown through, right? But there's respect here. We're seeing respect. It was a valid level. It's a valid thought process. A lot of the times when you find that your levels are being respected, you're not too far away from profitability. You just got to figure out how to play them. So the confluence of this fair value gap, this weekly SR, the 618 fib retracement, there's a good amount of excuse me, let me take a sip. There's a good amount of confluence around here, okay? When it comes to prioritizing, or what you prioritize in here, I would personally be mostly prioritizing the weekly level over the 618 or something. Why? We're just prioritizing what's coming from a higher time frame. It's as simple as that. So yeah, we'll look to that. We'll look towards that into the open. I haven't been on the best sleeping schedule lately, so I've been catching the open, but not fully mentally sound, so to say. And when I'm not 100%, I typically don't trade. But within a few days, I'll be on a better schedule and looking to trade more ES in the mornings. Okay. So yeah, that's a bit of, I was explaining the trading methodology, but it really it's sort of like played out, right? Not really played out, but you sort of saw how I broke down from a high view into a lower view, and showing sort of where possible targets could be. Maybe this is an entry to go for this liquidity or for this liquidity. That I'm not sure yet, and I don't really play huge moves on ES. We'd be talking 74 handles here, 75 handles. That's not really what I look for in ES. Typically, my trading strategy gets me involved in moves from 5 to 6 handles to 15 to 20 handles. I typically don't hold much more than that. Okay, but if things look opportune, then maybe so. Does look like on the hourly we did come into this fair value here. Decent respect on the bodies. 2 closes through though, so this has been worked to a decent degree. If we did come back up through here, we would potentially look for this to flip into a support and potentially go for this liquidity up here. Okay, so a lot of my trading methodology, as I said, revolves around having clean, clear targets. If there's no clean and clear target, I'm not interested. What is the entry? There is no entry without targets, in my opinion, because then it's going to be very difficult to figure out if you have any type of good risk reward, what's going on, just in general. Okay, so entries require targets, and that is one of my video titles, I believe, in the link tree as well. So mostly, again, first thing we're looking for is for targets. Then we're breaking down if we have a clear bias as to where we think the market is going. And at the moment, by the way, I just want to say at the moment I do not really have a clear bias. We are at this weekly support level. We did deviate it. We did, in my opinion, see some absorption in here. I can just tell that with my eyes. Sort of, you sort of have like a triple tap type thing going on here. 1, 2, 3, and then it bounced. and now we're retesting it. If that is the play and we're going to see some more relief here before moving down further, maybe it's a sweep of this liquidity, maybe a sweep of this. I'm not sure if that entry's given again. Maybe it's just a sweep of this one, and then maybe it's back below, and then maybe we start going for these lows into this support liquidity here, okay? Yeah, and that's from education into analysis on what I think could potentially happen. Hopefully that makes sense. Moving forward to Bitcoin, do I see any clear targets? Do you see any clear targets? Ask yourself. Not really, right? There's this target, but we're a bit far from it, and we've already sort of done, this liquidity tap. We do have liquidity built up along this area here, just a lot of buildup like we saw on ETH. There is also this support and resistance here that has been mostly untested now since the breakdown. Do we push into liquidity? Okay, if I could get my paint tool. Do we push into liquidity and reject back below these highs, and you would look for an entry off of that or something? And then do we play that to, it would be somewhere around here-ish? Yeah, this is sort of the level I've been marking, around 27. Something along that nature. So, but with Bitcoin and with Ethereum right now, I don't have any super clear targets in my opinion. I don't see any liquidity that's obvious. I see a sort of a triple tap here, a low, sweep the low, a retest, and moves upwards, takes this liquidity here. This is why the market's getting so tight, because we just keep taking all these little liquidity levels. So we're just tightening and tightening and tightening, waiting for expansion here. My gut says, the gut call, some type of expansion, down, chop for a bit, come up. I don't know, maybe we leave this behind for some reason. I feel like I honestly don't know. This like local chop, I talked about it on Twitter. This local chop, or this chop that we've seen over the past month and a half, I said it in the middle of July. I was like, this is trash price action. I'm not going to be trading this much. That's pretty much what I said in many different formats. Look at my tweet from today. And that's what I've done. Because people don't realize how much they're losing within this chop. Since here, this was my original tweet in here, and I said I won't be trading this as much, just dog shit chop BA. And since then, you've had 1, 2, maybe 3 good moves. 3 good moves in a matter of, over a month or whatever. 3 good moves, and that's it. So on all the other days, it could be stopped out 1R, 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 1R. Maybe you make 2R here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Maybe you make 2 or 3 here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Maybe you make 2 or 3 here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So you get my point. Like, if you're getting chopped up in this and you're taking trades every day and you're losing them, I just don't see it. It's just not worth trading in here. So, yeah, I guess this is my gut thoughts, is to move into here, sweep some of this liquidity, come down back into 27. I'm looking to bid 27s, play that up towards 32. And then I think over time that we do come back down and test into this fair value gap here. 22s, 23s. That's my thought at the moment. As you can see, coming up into this resistance here. Boom. Tap resistance, something of that nature. And back to the low 20s. Yep, little something like that. Okay. Ethereum. Yeah, again, it's completely flatlining, completely shit. Built up liquidity here, so that's all built up, right? Eventually, we take that. Optimally, what I'd like to see is a test of this fresh demand here. We come down, consolidation, big move up. Okay, big move up from this consolidation right here. Looking to bid this. When I bid this, let's go back to my trading methodology. What do I have? I have a great target in mind if I bid this. The target is very obvious. It's all this liquidity. It's all this liquidity. It's all this liquidity. It's all this liquidity. It's all built up. It's all built up. It's such an obvious great target that if it wasn't to play that way, I'd be amazed. So I'm interested in taking that trade. I'm interested in taking the Bitcoin trade. And yeah, that's that. So let's chat. Hold on. So I guess what I wanted to chat about, there's a couple things. The whole Bitcoin to 1 million in 90 days thing, I tweeted about that. It's just a shame, honestly, that the space rewards such foolishness. And then, I post like a tweet that's skeptical about, even Bitcoin price action or Bitcoin in general, talking about how I don't think that the next halving is a big deal. And I think the ETF decision is a big deal rather than the halving. Just get attacked and whatnot, which is fine. I've been on CT for years. I've been attacked so many times. Remember when I was shit talking NFTs in 2021 at the fucking 2021 NFT top, just bashing them? I got shit talked like crazy. That was some of the most hate I've ever got. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because all that matters is my portfolio. I sold the top on all those NFT fad dummies heads, whatever you want to say. It's just such a stupid fucking trend. It still annoys me to this day. The guy paying $1 million for a picture of a squiggly worm and telling me that there was value there. Fucking absurd. It's just so stupid. So stupid. That was my... I actually love NFTs because it was the biggest top signal ever. It was the reason I sold basically everything above, 3.8K to 4.5K or 4.4, whatever it was, and everything else on BTC above 55K. It was one of the main reasons I was selling just about everything. I left very small amounts just to have something, but sold just about everything because of the NFT absolute idiocy. Anyway, point being, we reward foolishness in this space, and healthy skepticism and whatnot is met with attacks and whatnot. If you had any, curiousness about where the sheep go, that guy who talked about the Bitcoin to 1 million in 90 days, yeah, he gained 100,000 followers in a week. So, in the scheme of things, in the big world, right, we're the small amount that are into crypto, right? So I understand that we are a subset. In that realm, we are not the sheep. The sheep are on the outside. But within crypto, the people who are, all in, head over heels, thinking that it can never go down again, blah, 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 whatever you want to say, those are the sheep. And it's obvious. It's obvious in the numbers. If that guy says that and gains 100,000 followers in a week, those are the sheep. The sheep are not the people who are being skeptical about what could happen or potentially seeing lower prices. Those are not the sheep. The sheep are the ones who think it's going to 1 million in 90 days. What's another problem I have at the moment? This is a hot take, I suppose, but a lot of people praise Saylor and whatnot for just continually gobbling up all the Bitcoin supply and whatnot. I personally don't see it as extremely bullish. I had someone reply to me. They said, "Oh, Saylor will have all the coins." Well, if he has all the coins, then no one was going to give a fuck about it. So it doesn't matter. It's not like there's going to only be one person who has any wealth in the whole entire world. It's like it's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Do we really think that? And I'm not saying he needs to be liquidated. I'm not saying we need to go to 3K or anything. What I would prefer is that we go down to a level eventually that maybe forces him to sell off some of it. I just don't see him holding so much being some big benefit to the space. I guess it's good in the fact that he's iron hands or whatever you want to say, but at the same time, I don't see BlackRock and these institutions and whatnot saying, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna hop in and be Saylor's exit liquidity." I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean that argument is not fully developed, to be honest. All I know is that I don't think, the argument of him holding all the coins or something, then just no one would give a fuck. No one would care about it anymore because no one's going to participate in a game where they can't get any share. Everyone would just move on to something else. So that's not a good look for him to collect all the coins or whatever. Okay. What else? Can talk about some on-chain stuff. On-chain. Oh yeah, let's get back into the rewarding foolishness real quick. When it comes to on-chain, there's something, ticker is Bitcoin. It has like 150 million market cap or something. Completely ridiculous. When it lists on perps, it'll eventually go to zero. Keep an eye for that. Just stupid. Again, it's just foolishness. And they know it's so dumb. They make the name ridiculous. It's like Harry Potter, Inu, Sonic 10, some Obama, some just completely idiotic, moronic name. When it gets listed on perps, it'll go to zero, give it time. They probably don't even want it to be listed on perps so they could dump however much they can on your head before it gets listed on perps. Some other stuff about on-chain. Let's talk about, crypto normies. They hate leverage trading. They think like leverage trading is the devil because it's the fastest way to lose money. But at the same time, they'll sit in these Telegram groups, these free Telegram groups, and every time the quote-unquote gem caller calls, a 50K market cap coin, and then he proceeds to make 5 or 10x every single time he makes a call, even if it's a rug because he just dumps on his Telegram within like 2 minutes of posting it. But they'll sit in there. Be careful. Red flag with Uniswap and gem callers and whatnot. If they have a free Telegram, they are dumping on you every single time they buy something. Be cautious of that. There's a Uniswap gem caller's best friend is a free Telegram group. Oh man, the things you learn being in this space for a long time, it's fucking funny. Anything else to talk about? Crypto's been boring, right? It's the reason on-chain's popping off. And I'm not calling on-chain a scam or anything like that, not at all. I'm just saying it's funny that people think that like leverage trading is so bad when really leverage trading is one of the pure ways of making profit in crypto. It's one of the stand-up ways, one of the ways that you're not scamming your fellow man, so to say. And, the on-chain stuff, you wouldn't even believe it. The groups, it's always fill before shill. So there'll be like a group, there'll be like 1 or 2 researchers that are really tight buddies with each other. They'll fill, then they'll shill it to their Telegram of like 8 people, which is like the bigger group of, somewhat like influencers and on-chain people. So those two guys will fill, then the group will fill it, the 8 people in the group, and then they'll blast it to their Telegrams, which all have like, anywhere between 2,000, 10,000, 30,000, who knows, free Telegrams. They're always free, right? You don't need to charge for a Uniswap Telegram or a gem caller Telegram because the profit is made by the more people in the channel. The reason people do paid groups for trading is because, people's calls can't move Ethereum. Their calls can't move Bitcoin or ES. If you could make a call and your Telegram would move it because it's a 50K market cap coin, the more people you have in your group, the more profit you're going to make. So it goes from the 2 guys to the 8 guys to the Telegram groups to Twitter. That's how those guys primarily make their money. The state of crypto. Yeah, it's just boring, right? Like I said, it's the reason on-chain is popping off. It's just on-chain is just a bit more, it's just a bit more not legitimate. There are legitimate calls, don't get me wrong. There are things that everybody can get a piece of. Like look at Hams or whatever, Hamster. It was available at a super low price for days before it did its 300x. So there's plenty of room with some of these coins to make money. Some of it is just outright scamming. Price action is still super shit, super boring. End of summer, I suppose, to be expected. Hopefully we get some volatility over the next couple weeks or whatnot. Gave you my thoughts on Bitcoin, gave you my thoughts on ES, gave you my thoughts on ETH. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this ES. Not sure if this was it. Something tells me we might need a little more before headed down here. If we are overall bearish, which I am mostly, you have a pretty clean top here, very clean market structure break, strong impulse down, retest, immediate displacement and hard rejection on the retest, immediate. Trending down since, squeeze this maybe? I'm not sure about that just yet. But yeah, when it comes to intraday ES, like again, I'm not necessarily targeting this as an intraday trade. I will be working within, I'll be working within here today, right? That's sort of the area I'm working within. Okay, does it bounce? Play it back to here. Does it come up first? Maybe play it back down into here, etc., etc. So not looking for these huge trades on ES, but just giving you the point of these levels is to be able to have a sort of a directional bias. Think, okay, this is the closest liquidity. This could be a bullish day. This is a decent retest of support here. Some things are in our favor to potentially go towards here. Something I will be watching. Again, it's only New York time, 4 a.m. So you still have 5.5 hours until the market opens. I wouldn't necessarily be positioning in here just yet. Not my strategy. I'd be waiting for the New York Open. And especially if you're new to ES. If you're new to ES, wait for the New York Open, and not only wait for the New York Open, but wait until about 10 a.m., 10:30. You'll get a clearer read of the market. Sometimes the Open, does a quick little choppy chop, and then the trend emerges. Okay, and, maybe you get your retest or something along that nature. So just chill. Be pretty chill in the beginning, and then you'll get it. As always, if you are looking to trade ES, Prime XBT offers it under the ticker SP500. You can see my link down at the bottom. Sign up there. You can trade that. I think that's about it. So thank you all for tuning in. Leave me your thoughts in the comments, as always, about whether the trading methodology was clear. Let me know what you think about the Inu scams and how's trading been going for you, all that good stuff. I read everything, and I try to reply as much as I can. So thank you very much, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.